And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for our, fourth hour of A Song at Tara?
Yep. That's right.
Alright, cool.
It's incredible. More than an hour has passed and it was just the blink of an eye for the rest of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't feel like an hour has passed.
No, it's really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time flies by when you look at me.
And now we're officially joined by everyone.
Yeah.
So let's return to the situations at hand. We have one bunch of us looking for a vampire. Mm-hmm. We have one bunch of us looking at a fellow kinsman.
Yeah, an unconscious Janet.
And then a single one who's about to wake up.
Yeah.
Yes, let's start with the wakey-uppy one.
Woo. Oh, there's no one there to actually tell her unless Cesar is evil enough.
Yeah, so...
who's the evil thing?
Oh, he's not even there. Fina is there. Fina and Una. With a very, very angry Siobhan.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, isn't one of the wonderful things about NPC sickness that they wake up somehow having complete knowledge of what has transpired before?
Well, it might be. It basically depends on how you want to run with what has the character experienced while we were gone. For example, in this case, it is implied by what has happened that Shiva has been unconscious.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think the amazing thing about NPC sickness here is that it lets people do things to someone else, but it doesn't allow others to rectify the damage.
Oh yes, I was about to say, when you wake up...
No, don't.
Things will happen.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Alright.
Well, she wakes up.
Yeah, well, yeah, she wakes up in a strange place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
no,
where does she wake up?
You must have been at Aaron's flat before.
No.
She hasn't?
No.
Ooh.
Not that one.
None of you have been in that flat before.
It's a secret hideout.
Oh, interesting. Well, fair enough. Then you wake up in a strange place.
But at least Fina's there. Someone you know.
Well, she knew that they were headed for his flat, though. She knew as much.
Yeah, that's true. You're looking up, and there's Una sitting across the room from you.
Hey.
Hi there. I guess you needed a long fucking rest.
What happened?
I don't know, but you've been well, you haven't looked too well, I'd say you haven't looked too good, but you always look good.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Where are the others?
Out doing weird and weird shit. Some of them are getting a feckin' leech because Siobhan wants a leech.
Siobhan's here?
Yeah, she's downstairs.
She left Tara?
Yes, she did. She's downstairs, and the others are out looking for some, I don't know, some friend of, I think it was one of Fenna's friends, who seemed to be missing, presumed gone or something.
Okay. So who's here?
You, me, Siobhan, and a couple of feckin' leeches, and Siobhan only knows there's one leech.
Oh, which one does she knows here?
Her sister.
Okay. What happened to the other one?
We shoved her in a cupboard.
At least she'll have quick china in there.
Is she going to wake up?
No idea. I have no idea how leeches work, and frankly, I think it's a bit weird that we're not just killing her, but that's up to you guys.
Thanks. Thanks for helping, in any case. I should probably get up.
Yeah, probably.
I think she looks like she's still a bit out, but she gets up.
Yep. Una obligingly turns around so you can put on some clothes. She's been tucked under a blanket after you guys left.
Now, the question, of course, is who de-dressed me then? Or undressed me?
Well, that's a good question. Now, Una, I think she would actually still be dressed, but she was still tucked under a blanket.
Fair enough. I guess I should go talk to Siobhan or something.
Sounds like
I'm sorry, I'm still a bit groggy.
Yeah, you look like you, I don't know, drank something you couldn't stomach or whatever. You alright?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
I think so.
Grand.
The last thing she remembers was drinking with Tally's mom.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That brings up the whole song again, Tally's
Maybe
mom.
that's why
going on.
Maybe that's why she was sick. She drank.
Maybe.
Wait, how did she even? Well, kinfolk. Maybe she knows some recipe.
Oh, she might have gotten some of that Fina.
Yeah, she may have.
Well, I don't need to remind you that she is all I want and that I've waited for so long, so...
That's so bad.
Well, I guess... Shiva gets up and puts her hand on Una's shoulder and thanks for looking after me.
No problem.
And then she goes to find Siobhan.
Props for Una's not cracking.
What?
No, nothing. It's nothing.
If Fina was there, she would want to high five Una right now.
Nicely done, Una.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I know. It's glorious.
But yeah, Shiva can't hear the snickering voices in the background, so she goes to find Siobhan.
She's in the sparsely furnished basement of the sparsely furnished house.
Hello?
You get a snarl in response.
I just wanted to say I've woken up.
She comes over, opens the door into the room where she's sitting. Says, "All right, good to see you're awake. You sleep well?"
I don't really remember much. It's one of those, go out, wake up instantly feels.
Oh, all right. That happens, especially to the Fina. We have our ways.
Can I help with anything?
Well, if you have a way of waking up your sister, then definitely. Otherwise, nah. Let's just wait until the others get back with a
fresh leech.
With another dead thing, soon to be even deader.
I mean, they eat blood, right?
Yes, they do.
So you want me to try and bleed on her?
I think that would be a very bad idea. If a werewolf, or if a vampire drinks our blood, they tend to flip out.
Yeah, that would probably be bad.
Neve is strong enough that she might actually do some damage before I put her down.
I think Shiva takes a moment and kind of looks at Siobhan, because her thoughts are, well, why haven't you already? But she doesn't say anything and just nods.
Yeah.
Then I guess she goes back to Una to help keep a watch over the empty room.
Yep. There isn't much happening other than that, because basically the others are waiting. So unless you have something you want to do, then we'll just hop over to...
What happened to Cesar? Wasn't he here?
Yeah, he's gone with the leech hunters, because he might have ideas to where to find some of them.
Yeah, I'm going to want to know what the deal is there, because, we used to hate him.
Yeah, you can probably get some more information about that from the people who were out with him, if nothing else, when they come back.
Yeah, I'll wait for that.
Yeah, and we shall go to the non-leech hunting group, the ones who found Janet.
All right.
So, what did you guys decide you wanted to do with the now unconscious form of Fenna's skater friend?
I think the best place to drag her is Fenna's room at Cat's place.
What?
I think that Fenna's room at Cat's place would. I mean, if we can get there before she wakes up, might be the best place because it is as far as we know, safe place and somewhere that she might actually recognize when she wakes up.
That seems reasonable. Just to spare us a lot of nothing. I'm imagining we either cut to us parking the car there, or us
actually, just you walking through the front door. Actually, yeah.
And I think at that moment, Aaron turns to Fenna as we're walking through the door and says, "So, what you gonna name her?"
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I kind of want to name her Kill the Leech, but then I don't know. She is my friend, and it's kind of insinuating I was better than you.
Aaron shrugs. Well, you changed earlier.
Or maybe walks on water, which she clearly failed to do.
Oh, she made a good effort.
Well, actually, she fell into the water. Maybe just the palm.
Well, whatever you choose to call her, whatever. I mean, we just have to wait for her to wake up. Kind of thankful that no one decided that tonight was the right time to stop and randomly check the car.
When you get through the door from the hallway and into the living room, Xenia is there. Feet kicked up, watching a movie. She's got a beer and a bacon sandwich. She looks entirely too comfortable to be allowed.
I think we're just... I mean, I don't know if anyone else wants to say something to her, but I think we're just walking past her with the unconscious girl like, hey, this is normal.
Yeah, I up nod her as I walk past.
Yeah, exactly.
She looks over her shoulder, takes a bite of her bacon sandwich, raises her beer to all of you, and goes, guys, you do realize that it's morally reprehensible to do shit to a girl when she's out cold, right?
I think she's raised her beer to us. I kind of like snag it out of her hands for a moment, take a sip, and put it back in her hands.
Give that back! She throws her beer right in your face.
I guess my hands are too busy to be the defender of beer justice today.
Yeah. Also, I'm not wearing a shirt. That's still a thing.
Oh so, yeah, none of us wearing shirts.
We're Twilight werewolves right now.
Twilight werewolf right now, with glistening with beer running down your manly chest.
So you gonna lick this off, or should I just, keep it in my fantasies?
She says, if you stick your head or your chest down here, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do to your chest.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I have the unconscious body of a teenage girl to deal with. I'll be right back.
Now I'm disappointed, Aaron.
Aaron shrugs and with an aura of fake confidence, boastingly says, "What? I don't want to hurt your friend."
Hey, bring me a fresh beer from the kitchen when you come back.
Heads up. This beer sails through the room.
And she catches it.
Maybe wait before you open that.
There's a muffled, annoyed voice from Kat's living room going something along the lines of, "Is it the end of? Is it the actual apocalypse out there?"
Why?
So many goddamn voices.
I just remembered that Aaron's T-shirt that he's left in the car actually reads "Bring on the Apocalypse." So whatever.
Well, she asks, "Is it the actual apocalypse out there?"
Well, I don't know.
Shut up!
We brought a new one.
Don't be so loud. The babies are sleeping. Look at her. It's just
Cat comes
completely newborn.
Or
Let's get her to bed.
you just kind of hear the door to her room opening behind you guys, and what you've all walked past to get to Fenna's room, and you hear what's her face? So you hear Xenia go, "Ah, shit! Don't do that."
I mean, Aaron is imagining what's going on, and he's coming up short.
Epic bedhead.
What?
That's what Xenia is shouting. Epic bedhead.
You see Aaron leaning out, like scooching sideways, like
What the hell's going
from out
on?
the door into the living room with his phone in his hand, just ready to snap a picture of Cat.
She's in the door to her room, so you can't actually see her, unfortunately.
Damn it!
All right, you get Janet to her or to your room, Fenna. So, yeah.
So, Fenna, what you gonna do? I mean, it's not strictly up to you to bring her into our world, I guess, but you are the one face she knows, so I guess you're the number one panic prevention. No pressure.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll just let her stay on the bed and stay here until she wakes up and needs an explanation of what the fuck and wear her clothes and stuff.
Very good. You think you got this?
No. I don't think it.
Well,
Wonderful.
maybe. Well, I'm not there. She has common sense herself.
Well, that's perfect then. Be my common sense.
Well, anyway.
It's just maybe you should announce that you found a new one.
She
To the
said
step
that.
later.
She actually did say on the
Yeah,
way.
she said, we've got a new one. When Kat asked if it was the apocalypse.
Alright, so...
Whether she caught on to it is a good question.
It could be a new car, it could be a new leech, it could be a new werewolf, it could be anything new. I got a new bump on my forehead. I broke a new arm.
I'm going to leave you here with the newborn. I'm going to go back to the others, make sure everything's alright.
Oh, little baby. She's newborn.
Aaron nods and grins.
Oh god.
And then he grabs another beer from the fridge. And as he walks through the living room, he knocks on Kat's door.
I love how he said that as if there was just a fridge full of beer in Fenna's room.
There
They are
absolutely is.
Danish. There is.
Oh, yeah, right, all Danes have that. I forgot.
It's kind of mandatory.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Gotta Fenris-
otherwise you have to hand in your passport.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knocks on Kat's door as he passes.
Well, she's out by now. She's
Oh.
thrown on some clothes and she's out. And yes, epic
Okay.
bedhead, but she's running her hands through her hair. Yeah,
He
great.
quietly laments not being able to snap a picture before she gets her hair just relatively under control.
Yeah.
And then he passes her a beer instead because that was the intention. Just pass it to her. Here you go. It's a newborn
Thank
in
you.
the other room. It's a bit she's an old newborn, but she's a newborn, I think.
Oh, I was just about to say if you hadn't discovered that prophylactics was a thing.
No, none of that. I hope. Really, I have no knowledge on that sort of thing. But anyway, I think they're gonna need some panic prevention in the other room.
Senya actually snickers at that. Ooh, we're dealing with a very old version here. Ooh, he's got no knowledge of it.
I think I'm imagining Aaron walking behind the couch, just leaning down next to her,
Yes.
just shouting in her ear, "Fuck off!"
She actually laughs out loud and says, "Well,
Sheesh.
She laughs and looks at you and goes, no, Guru shall not mate with Guru.
Ah, well, then you could stop fucking me.
I'm not.
Whatever.
Clearly I'm not. You're a virgin, you just said.
Whatever makes you sleep better. Just fucking deal with the situation in the other room.
Hey, that's not my job.
No, I'm sure it's not. Actually, God bless. I'm gonna have to go back to the others now.
All right, sure, go ahead. Cat sits down with her beer, pops it open, empties most of it in a long gulp, and looks like she could do with another, 48 hours of continuous sleep.
I kind of want her to look at the phone just as Aaron is leaving and find out that they've actually caught Neve.
Actually, that's a good point. Relaying information is probably a thing I should do before leaving. So Aaron stops as he's holding the door handle. He's opening the door. He's like, "Oh right, yeah. There's just one more thing." He turns around, does a Columbo take. Just one more thing. We found the shed skin of the snake in southern Dublin.
What? It's not supposed to be down there.
It is, or rather, it was.
What?
The skin is corrupting the entirety of whatever name tram station. I forgot what the name was.
Brightsglen
tram station. It's corrupting the whole fucking thing. Also, the area seems to have been stepped on. I think the snake bloomed into that thing we talked about.
Oh, fuck. She looks, she nods and gets up and says, "All right, Senya, we're going right now."
Aaron throws her a key, a keychain and a key card.
Yeah?
There you go. If you're going down there anyway, you might want to look and see if something untoward's got caught on a camera and maybe pull the tape.
Ah, true. Thanks.
You're welcome. Want to ride half the way?
No, it's fine. I've got a car. Senya says.
Cool.
And then empties the rest of her beer.
Well, I'm out, and he leaves.
Yeah.
Makes for his apartment.
It's the only place where you're actually calm about drinking and driving.
Yeah, because she can't get affected by that stuff anyway.
It's just, have you been drinking? Yeah, since noon, last week, 5 years ago.
Every hour on the clock, forever and ever.
Yeah.
Ring around the rosy.
A pocket full of posies.
All right, you go where exactly is it that Aaron is headed?
I step in my car and I mean to drive back to Rathmines, but I think I'm picking up my phone and calling Tally to basically ask if everything's all right and telling him I'm coming back.
All right. Well, he will get that phone call in a little bit because it's taken you a while to get up from down there to where you are, so you are a little bit ahead of the others.
All right. I mean, when has that ever not been true? Let's be honest here. I mean, come on.
I'm not going to dignify that with a proper response.
Can you hear the deafening silence and lack of laughter here?
Well, he did do a lot of laughing, but it was himself doing it.
Yeah, it was himself because
I could swore I heard a snicker, so I'm fine.
That was Heine.
Yep.
And he is Connell, so it's fine.
Yep.
He has a green card for everything.
All right, guys. Back to those of you who are looking for a leech. You get to Temple Bar. In fact, let us move over to that map.
So specifically, we're headed for the 3
Dragonflies.
Dragonflies, yes.
Yes, and the 3 dragonflies, of course, is located.
I thought you decided against asking him.
Had we?
Didn't you?
No.
At least Taryn argued against it.
Only if we brought him with us.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, the guy's an information broker, for crying out loud. Just you ask him where you can find someone else to kidnap.
Exactly.
I was actually thinking... Well... I'll show you... Taliesin was going to ask him okay, how do you wake up a leech that's been staked?
Yeah.
Well, but we all already agreed that it needs vampire blood.
That's true. We're actually not. As far as we know, we just need a leech for some reason.
Yeah, you haven't actually been told by her. When she said, get me a leech, she didn't actually say why. That was explained afterwards.
We can always ask a leech.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, could we... can Taliesin have enough common sense to think, we've got a leech that's not waking up, and Siobhan wants a live one for some reason. I suspect it might be because she wants to use that leech in some way to wake it up. And knowing leeches and their obsession with everything liquidy, red, and life.
Well, you can speculate on it, but you don't know.
You can speculate, but I'm pretty sure that those of us who put our heads together came to the conclusion that a leech in this situation has not met final death will be woken up if it is fed leech blood.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, okay. Well, confusion aside, I'm going to go in there and just see what we can do, and I'll try and do the talking.
You get to Merchant's Arch, and and Three Dragonflies Tattoos, like everything else in Temple Bar, is closed. In fact, you can only see it. You can't get in there because there's a police cordon. The Garda have basically cordoned off the entire Temple Bar area.
That's right, there's martial law there. Ish.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Plan B then, have to look elsewhere.
Aye, says Cesar. Why look elsewhere? This is where they are.
Yes,
where?
Right, Sally.
Temple Bar.
Okay, allow me to rephrase. We must... Okay, Temple Bar is closed down.
Yes.
Three Dragonflies is closed down.
Yes.
Do we suppose for a moment that the one or two leeches that we are specifically looking for are still in there somewhere?
Probably not, but there are other leeches. This is Temple Bar.
Well, okay. Then we go out and we find one.
He shrugs, and then he looks left and right. And there aren't actually any Garda looking out at you. You can see one who's further in. But he's got his back turned to you. So Cesar basically lifts the cordon, steps underneath it, holds up a hand for the rest of you to wait. Walks up behind this Garda and pats him on the shoulder. The officer turns around, looks absolutely shocked to see someone under the cordon, and then is met by a very solid right hook, which sends him down for a long snooze. And Cesar brushes his hands off against one another, turns around, shrugs, looks at you and says, "Are you coming?"
Yes, I think Taliesin will just start following him.
Terry walks by, looks down at the guard, sorry, and then continues.
You need to remark here as a player. Cesar gets it.
It's just,
he looks
sorry.
He looks at Taran and says, he looked overworked. He could probably do with a nap.
Yeah, but that was a quite forceful nap.
And a concussion.
And a concussion.
And pneumonia.
And possibly a cold.
Oh, all right, he says. Then he reaches down and actually sits the man up against the wall.
Terry smiles. Thank you.
Is that better? Okay, good.
Yosh.
Onwards.
You end up standing literally here on Temple Bar Square. It's eerily quiet.
Why do I get the feeling we've been led here like lambs into a kebab shop?
Nice. There was another Red Dwarf reference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can we be? We're not lambs.
If you make this into another fucking Wales joke, I swear to Christ, Taryn.
Taryn looks shocked, then looks at Sally. I didn't even think about that.
Well, now you have
And then she gets out of reach.
Did she just turn into Elmer Fudd for a moment?
Yes, just for a brief moment, she turned into Elmer Fudd.
Don't look at me like that. You make me so bashful.
Bashful. Oh God, I'm sorry, but that was such a bad joke. I feel all sheepish.
Taliesin, no. Do you know what? No.
I mean, you're really ramming home those jokes.
You know.
Oh, we are bad.
Here's one that will make sense for the Danes, but those jokes are just lame.
You know what?
Okay, I'm gonna send a link here. That's just to give you an idea of what Temple Bar Square looks like. The grey building in the background, the tall one that's looming over everything. That is the central bank, which is down here. So, sorry, what?
Me? I said it looked dreary.
Yeah, well,
which is hard to say with a biscuit in my mouth.
It's Ireland, so
thank God.
That's summer.
And a note for the viewers: the thing about the joke being lame in Danish, lame and lam is
same.
Yes,
lame and lamb.
If we make any more lamb jokes, sheep jokes, or Wales jokes, I'm just gonna have Taliesin go nuts and start killing everything.
That's good.
Don't need, so you can just start shagging the sheep.
That's it.
Okay, let's get out the dice, everyone.
Yep.
This is getting real right now.
And Cesar, and just everything. He's going to go on a rampage. That's enough. I've had it. Can we please get back to the...
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
Okay, that was. I will say, however, that was actually quite funny.
Yeah,
But you are basically standing there, except it is very early morning and very, very late night. It's obviously dark. Now, normally this place would be fun and games at this time of night, but there's no sound of any kind. It's just, yeah, everything's closed down, obviously.
So... I don't suppose calling them will help. Let's go find them.
Warriors, come out to play.
That is an awful film, but I love that villain so much.
No, she was more thinking about going leechy.
But no, besides, you missed that. I'm sorry to talk again over you, but just to readdress what Daniel said, you missed out the bit at the beginning. He's meant to do that silly
the bottles. I didn't have 3 beer bottles, so...
No, what? Because this is what from... I'll forget it, we'll move on. So... Nothing around? Do we know where to look?
Well, the houses would be a good start.
Well, there is obviously Temple Bar itself, which is the original pub, and which is also known as the Elysium. This is where... The prince is keeping his court.
Yeah, I think we'd be smart enough to know that even at this point, trying to go in there would be suicidal.
Oh, really?
No, we got this.
I wanted to give you the option.
I'm sure you did, but that option...
ST dangles the Elysium. We have enough common sense to say no, thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the most obvious honey trap I've ever seen dangle before me.
It's a torp.
Do it.
No.
Taryn does look very curiously after it, and then it's pretty obvious she goes, "No, Taryn, bad girl," before she moves on.
Yep. So, other than Temple Bar, there has to be a few other... Maybe we're both trying to smell some of them out.
Yes. Well, nobody is approaching you. Everybody seems to be perfectly content to just leave you there.
They don't want to go play with the doggies.
No, clearly not. They are not too keen on going out there and having a tete-a-tete with 3 guru.
I say, Margaret, is that 3 known werewolves out there in the street? Why, I believe it is. Should we go out there? Nah.
Well,
I imagine it kind of like a western. Everyone is looking out through the windows, but no one is coming out.
Oh yeah, total ghost town scene. Yeah.
Taliesin, I think, quietly says to both of them, but specifically to Cesar, they don't want to come out and play like this, and every moment we stand here gives them more opportunity to sneak something on us.
Well, then we take it into them, don't we?
Well, Cesar says, shrugs and says, I think it is fair to assume we have, I would guess, between 20 and 30 firearms pointed at us at this time. And I would guess that at least a third, maybe even half, are loaded with silver. We are not here to start shit. We are here to talk.
Okay.
If we start shit right now, we would never even make it down Merchant's Arch before we were dead.
Alright, so, bearing in mind that we want to talk, what shall we say to them?
Well, he says and smiles, I am not exactly sure what it is your objectives are. I would imagine that you have an easier time finding the words than I do.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well.
This is where Taliesin's role player suddenly feels there's a sudden immense lack of confidence in himself, but has to plough forwards anyway.
But then he's suddenly saved by the bell, as we might take this opportunity to head into a break.
But we haven't been playing for an hour.
No, we've actually only been playing for something like, half an hour or something? Let's give it another 10 minutes before we call the break.
All right,
Okay.
then you're not saved by the bell.
I think Taliesin might actually try to employ one of his gifts here.
Why?
Which one?
Let's see which ones I've got. In this case, the best one might be Persuasion.
Yes, it would be.
So it's Charisma plus Subterfuge.
Yep.
-1 to socials if successful. Any difficulty modifier?
Nope. No.
Ooh.
Nice. So you have successfully used your gift. That makes it somewhat easier for you. All right.
For this scene, he is persuasive.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Well,
Long-lasting effects.
you see a door opening on the other side of the
Street? Square?
yes, of the square.
Yeah. I think Taliesin, slowly as a kind of non-violent gesture, he doesn't put his hands up because, quite frankly, as a werewolf, that's one of the worst things you could do.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his hands behind his back and clamps them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically to show that his hands are behind him and they're not going to whip out unexpectedly.
Yes.
And
That's a power pose.
Yes.
This is a no-win situation.
No, okay.
Well, out comes a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She is
Kitty.
very elegant in her bearing, very distinguished in her bearing. She is, but she's not very tall. She does look somewhat disinterested in the whole situation, but she basically she just stands there and looks at you guys and expects you guys to do the talking, so to say, at least to start the talking.
Mm-hmm. So Taliesin tentatively takes one slow step forward.
That is close enough.
Fair enough. We're not here to cause trouble. We're here to talk, nothing more.
Pardon me if I find that a little difficult to believe, but very well.
If we were stupid enough to want to come here looking for a fight, we'd be loaded with bullets by now.
Strictly speaking, brains doesn't seem to be something your kind suffers from in overabundance.
Well, you do have the advantage of having a few hundred years potentially to get more of them, so I don't blame. That being said, we're here and we're not interested in fighting.
Then why don't you turn around and leave?
Because sadly, we're in a bit of a predicament.
Oh?
Incident occurred last night at the Dragon, the bar down in the south.
Right, that place, yes.
Ow!
Members of... pause, okay, what's Neve's last name?
O'Leary.
O'Leary.
That's quite common, though.
Yep.
Members of Neve O'Leary's faction, including Neve O'Leary herself, attacked it, expecting to cause some damage, potentially to the owner and people close to us.
Mm. Did they succeed?
They did not.
Pity.
Both the proprietor and Neve are currently in our custody.
Mm. Do everyone a favour and kill them both?
We aim to, but we want to wake them first.
Oh, why don't you just feed one to the other then?
We want them both alive. They both have information.
Oh, you don't have to drain them dry to wake them. Just feed them and, wake them up that way.
Mm.
As long as you end up killing them, what do I care?
Suppose so. We were rather hoping that we could get a source from somewhere else, but I get the impression...
I get it. So you come here, ask me to hand over one of us to you, our sworn and mortal enemies, so that you can wake up a pervert and a mass-murdering homicidal maniac, and then you are just going to let whoever it is I hand over walk free afterwards. This is why I'm saying that your kind doesn't suffer from an overabundance of brains.
Well, from what you've just said, we don't need a whole vampire. We just need some of their blood.
God. Can the ghost of Aaron just quickly enter the scene? Because I want to snap at this girl.
When did he die?
Poor Aaron. I knew him well.
Am I not meeting his expectations for diplomacy?
No, I just really wanted you to be like, it's like our sworn enemies, she says, and then be like, oh, we don't, oh, you... It's flattering you think so much of us.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. That will come up later if we get a chance.
To us, you're like ants.
I mean, you're just here.
Like, so easy to travel, but there's so damn many.
So, basically, back to Sally.
My apologies. Go on.
So, yes. That's what you're saying, or you even want us to give up blood of our own to you so that you can wake up a pervert and an insane homicidal maniac in order to do what? Question them about us before you then kill them off. I think the colloquial term here is fuck you, puppy.
Fair enough. Well, as it is, we don't actually need to worry about finding stuff out about you and coming after you. It wouldn't work, and besides, from what we understand, you've already got enough trouble around these parts. You do realise it was those new ones that came in and gift-wrapped Neve for us.
Probably true. They are both very strong.
Yes, they've asked us to keep out of their way, of course, and, well...
Then why the fuck are you here?
Because, as you said, we're stupid. We don't learn very quickly.
No, it's this thing about old dogs and new tricks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And these aren't even very old dogs.
In dog years, how old are you actually? You'd be ancient, wouldn't you? Now, please, shoo. I'll send I'll send a basket of dog biscuits or something to St. Stephen's Green if you just go away.
I can't persuade you
No. Why would we help you?
Well, we could stay out of your way.
Yeah, right, as if we believe for even a second that you are going to actually get that raving lunatic huntress that you've got, that Greek bitch, off our backs. Right, yes, we believe that. As I said, shoo.
Fair enough.
You know the one? The one who strikes from hiding? That one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, clearly this is not good. This isn't working. Yeah, I think I just don't see a situation where I can convince her otherwise. Okay.
I'm wondering if this vampire realizes that bitch is not really,
derogatory.
Yeah, it's not derogatory. It's not a slur to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they used to be people. They probably think we used to too.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of used to think we were people.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
She turns around and walks back inside.
Mm-hmm.
Then a moment later, the door opens again.
Yeah.
She comes walking back out, slightly stiffly. That vanishes very quickly. Closes the door behind her. She walks across the road to you. It's not one that you've seen before, or heard of even. She comes across the road to where you are standing, and she blinks a few times and says, "I am to go with you."
Ah! Get dominated, bitch.
Sharon waves a hand in front of her eyes like, well, that was a quick change.
Taliesin does not say anything. He doesn't try to reassure her. He doesn't gloat. He just nods and indicates where to walk.
Cesar grins and looks over at Taryn and says, "Well, don't look a gift leech in the mouth."
I'm not gonna. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, all fangs and shit.
But not good fangs. She smiles.
Oh, you mean like the silver ones? Grins, and then he looks at her for a moment and says, she might actually, at some point, she might decide to try to run away anyway. So, he goes over to her, puts a big hand on her shoulder, and says, "You are coming with us." And then he leads her away down through Merchant's Ark.
I've missed a golden opportunity, but it was not in Tally's character to say it, so I probably wouldn't have said it anyway.
Come on,
all right,
get it out.
If I'd have been in Cesar's position as a different character, I'd have put my hand on his shoulder and I would have just used the classic Monty Python line, "You're fucking nicked me, old beauty."
I think we should take a break now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll be right back with more Song and Tara.
Yes.
So, catch you then.